Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. And it's in your stars. My name is Stephen the Jupiterian here with a look at some interesting transits happening starting the 19th and then the 20th. And we have a solar eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse on March 29th. And then on the 30th, Neptune moves into Aries for a short moment period of time, goes retrograde, and I'm going to share this with you right now. So I'm going to share this chart with you. March 19th, the Sun and Neptune are both at the 29th degree of Scorpio. And then on the 20th, the Sun moves into Aries, and it's the new zodiacal new year or spring or vernal equinox, spring, the first day of spring brings new things. So let's move this ahead a day. There you go. Now the Sun is in Aries on March 20th. And then they'll bring new things to whatever house Aries is for your sign. Book a reading with me and find out where Aries is in your chart. Or if you want to find out about you, book a reading with me. It's in your stars. Everything is there. The roadmap to your life is in the stars. And well, let's see. The 19th, actually, this will also be making a trine to the moon will also be making a trine for a short time to the Sun and Neptune on the 19th. And then on the 20th, the Sun moves into Aries, as I said, and then it'll hit Venus, Mercury, right? In a few days' time. Here you go. On the 22nd, the Venus star point is here, where the Sun and Venus are conjunct, or it's also called a cazimi, and something new, something brazen may occur with your values, changing, resetting, doing a reset, causing a reset in whatever house Aries is for you. Then we have the 23rd, the 24th, the Sun conjuncts Mercury on the 24th. While the moon has moved from Sagittarius to Aquarius by this time, when the Sun has entered Aries. By the 24th, the moon will be moving into Aquarius. It'll conjunct Pluto, bringing emotional upheaval of some sort. Well, maybe we may hear something about in the news about something with the moon conjunct Pluto. And it's also making a sextile to the Sun. And Venus is almost back retrograde back into Pisces on the well, let's see. I think it's the 20, either late 20, then March 25th or 26th. Well, let's see now. The 27th. Yes. The 27th. So let's see. Yes, I'm going to make you dizzy for a little bit. So I'm going to see when exactly Venus is at, okay, 0, 0. And then an hour, it's at 29:58. So if we move this into minutes, at 29 and 59 minutes, 29 degrees and 59 minutes. It will be occurring, yeah, at around 2 or 2, maybe 1 in the morning on the 27th, Thursday, the 27th. Venus moves retrograde back into the sign of Pisces, where it's exalted, and she's happy here. She wasn't very happy in Aries because she's in her fall, in detriment, yes, in Aries. Now she's retrograde, but Venus is in a sign where she's exalted. She has exaltation. She's a welcome guest at the moment. The warrior goddess has gone into the underworld, where she will become the morning star, and then the evening star again when she goes back past the sun. But on the 30th, let's see, let's move this in day, and on the 28th, Neptune at 29:55. On the 29th, Neptune is at 29:57. What else has moved? Well, Mars is going direct, so still in Cancer. So yes, the 30th, later on the 30th, 31st, Neptune will be in Aries. On the 30th, later in the, yeah. Actually, if we go back in hours, on the West Coast, it'll be 4 something a.m. See, Neptune is at 29:59. If we move this into minutes now, at 4:58 is when Neptune, 4:58. Neptune enters Aries. And Mercury is back into Pisces as well on the 29th. Oops. Let's go back to days. When does Mercury go back into Pisces? Let's move this into hour, back hour. Mercury, 29:46 minutes right here, next to Venus. Moved into this house over here. We're following Mercury, 29:49 minutes. So the 30th, yes, on the 30th. Well, let's see. Let's move this ahead. When does there you go. Mercury is moved into back into Pisces on the 29th. The day before Neptune enters Aries on the 30th, 31st. Later, yeah, early in the morning on the West Coast. The moon. So we had our new moon on the 29th. And then by the 30th, the moon has moved into Taurus. Where is exalted? And the moon is exalted in Taurus. The moon likes to be in Taurus, so it's a very good place for the moon to be, other than Cancer. And the moon likes to also be in, well, the moon likes to be in Libra, I think. The moon is detriment in Scorpio. The moon in Sagittarius, well, it does fairly well in Sagittarius. It's in her detriment in Capricorn. It's in fall in Scorpio. Or, yeah. So this is not a great, well, the moon right now on the 30th. It'll be a very good day. I think it'll be a very good day on the 30th. We'll have our new moon solar eclipse on the 29th, and then the next day the moon will be in Taurus, where you'll be feeling pleasure. You'll be feeling the pleasures of life, that you feeling very materialistic, maybe. And Mercury and Venus are still in retrograde in the sign of Pisces on the 30th. Let's move this one to another day. The next day, the 30th. And then April 1st, the moon moves into Gemini. You'll be feeling more curious about things, intellectual ideas, thoughts, and it will be thoughts will be more important than feelings. It'll be more like how you think you feel. Their thoughts are feelings at this time with the moon in Gemini. It'll also be making a trine to Pluto on April 1st. Don't forget, it's April Fool's Day also on April 1st. It's spring has already sprung on the 20th of March. So April 2nd, the moon will conjunct Jupiter. So feelings will be more abundant. You'll be feeling big emotions. Emotional thoughts will be more abundant, bigger, expanding your mind and your ideas. You may even start writing something at this time too with the new, starting a new thing. Starting something new. If you're a Libra, you may be writing something or thinking of an idea, creative or a project for higher purpose, your higher purpose. All righty, let's go to the 3rd. Now Mercury and Venus are not together anymore. By the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the moon just changed signs from Gemini to Leo by now on this April 6th. April 7th, Mercury is no longer retrograde. On the 6th was the last day of Mercury retrograde. So on the 7th, right? On the 7th, yes, Mercury goes direct. Mercury starts their direct motion on April 7th. April 8th, oh wait, I need to move this. April 8th. And then April 9th, Mercury conjuncts the North Node. Venus is still retrograde at 24 degrees, 52 minutes. The 10th, April 10th. April 11th, 12th, 13th, on April 13th, yes. Venus starts going direct again. And on the 14th, oh, let's see, 15, 17, the 18th, 19th. Venus and Saturn do not make a conjunction. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, they do. On the 24th of April, when the sun moves into Taurus. After the sun moves into Taurus on April 20th. Yes, the sun moves into, yeah, and then the 24th, yeah, 25th. Venus has moved over Saturn on the other side of Saturn. And Mars has entered Leo. Right? Yeah. Mars enters Leo on the 18th or so. Yeah, on the 18th, Mars in Leo is back in Leo. So Mars will no longer be poorly dignified. It'll be in a better sign. It'll be in a fellow fire sign. And Mars likes to be in fire signs. It's not debilitated, but it's not it doesn't have much dignity either. But it's in a fellow fire sign that it likes. Mars is ruled by Aries and Scorpio. Mars is in fall in Cancer. So that's, yeah, not the best place for Mars to be in Cancer now that he is in Leo. It's a better place for Mars to be, where actions will take more fiery and determined action-oriented things at this time. By April 20th, the sun moves into Taurus. April 21st. Let's see. What else are we looking for? Mercury has moved. Mercury moved into Aries on the 17th. That's right. Mercury is in Aries, conjunct Neptune. Interesting time. Maybe confusing, or it could be a very imaginative time to start to create something. And not a good time to start. It might be a good, well, addictions may come up, but or escapism. So on the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, let's see. I'm just looking for what other planets are moving. Nothing until May, I think. Yeah, nothing changes until May. So the end of March and April, there'll be significant changes with Neptune moving into a new sign, Mercury getting out of retrograde. Let's see. May 5th. Let's see. May 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. 14th. Yeah, so the next planet to change signs is Saturn. Saturn will enter Aries on May 24th. At 29, yeah, 24th, 25th. Saturn is in Aries on the late 24th, 25th of April, of May. So at 8:58 p.m. on the 24th on the West Coast, but it'll be the 25th on the East Coast, yes. So Saturn will move into Aries on May 25th. And then after that, Mercury moved into Taurus, yeah, since then. And then we have the sun is in Gemini on May 20 something, yeah. The sun moves into Gemini on May 20th, 21st. Yeah. On 20th. In the afternoon on the West Coast, the sun moves into Gemini, and then the moon is always changing signs. The moon was, yeah, we made a new moon and a full moon in April, and right, yeah. Let's go back in days. So yeah, the sun, yeah, on the May 12th, there'll be a full moon. Or maybe the day before. May 12th. Yeah, there's a full moon. And then by June 9th, no major changes until Jupiter moves into Cancer on June 9th. So let's move this into a month of June 9th. Jupiter is at 29:59 minutes. And then if you move this into hours, Jupiter on June 9th in the afternoon, Jupiter moves into Cancer, where she's in her dignity here. Jupiter is in her exaltation. Jupiter has her exaltation here, I believe, right? Jupiter is in better dignity now that she's out of her detriment sign of Gemini. Jupiter will be conjunct Mercury on June 9th as well. And the moon will be in Sagittarius on June 9th when Jupiter moves into Cancer. Jupiter loves to be in Sagittarius. So, well, Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. And she's exalted in Cancer. In detriment in Gemini. And she's in her fall in Jupiter is in fall in what sign? I forget what. Actually, yeah. I would have. Jesus. All right. So yeah, she's in better shape now than she was the past year. So that's all I have for you until June 9th. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this now because this is a lot to process. And so don't forget, it's all in your stars. If you'd like to book a reading with me, my email is below in the description box or in my, yeah. You can shoot me an email and we can book a reading. We'll discuss what you want to do tarot card readings as well. All right, I'm Stephen the Jupiterian. Thanks for watching and take care. Bye, everybody.